The only way to put it like properly into words is, if it even makes sense, is it just teams when they get to the playoffs, they understand that it's the playoffs and they put in like just like that little extra effort. Whatever the fuck that means, it's not something quantifiable. I know it totally is like stupid and doesn't make sense. But if you watch games side by side, there's like a clear difference. It just seems like the playoff games, the ante is like up. You can see the players sort of. It's a little bit faster. It's guys are finishing their checks. They're hitting more. They're going, you know. But anyway, yeah. To just put it into perspective, we fucking. I thought we did. That's not it. I don't know. Yeah, that's the way she goes there. So. They fucking dominate over the regular season, but when it comes to playoff time, they just can't fucking... They shit the bed, basically. They can't produce. I don't really know. Aside from the... because it's been so long, you know, there's a narrative going that it's the curse, right?
Yeah.
There's a curse. Back in the day, they had a shitty owner called fucking Harold Ballard or something, and I think it was...
Can we see the big screen for a moment?
Yeah. I think it was... Basically, Wayne Gretzky was supposed to end his career on the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Really?
But the owner of the Leafs at the time didn't like Gretzky, so he denied the trade.
That's stupid.
And so people are like, yeah, that like cursed the Leafs forever, because why would you not have...
Why do sports people deal in these...
yeah, it's petty to say.
Strange...
Yeah. Well, it's because like in...
Am I missing something?
In the fucking 1993 like fucking playoffs, Wayne Gretzky scored the goal to like eliminate Toronto. And, like, there was a high sticking call that should have been a penalty, but because it was Gretzky or whatever, I heard people say that the ref just didn't call it and they let them play on. And then so it was like this whole controversial thing. So then when it came time that Gretzky wanted to finish his career, wanted to come to the Leafs, and they proposed the trade, and the owner was like, no, fuck Gretzky, and, like, he denied the trade. And, like, the whole thing is, now the Leafs are cursed because it's been years and years. They've gotten, obviously changed all the players, all the people in the office. Like, literally everything and everyone has gone under a fucking, transition.
What do you mean they're cursed, though? Like, what does that mean, I wonder?
Yeah.
Is that the center? What's the center?
The center is right here.
Right here.
Something like that.
Perfect, okay.
No, so this would have to be, like, here.
Yeah.
That's where I usually put in, between the bend Q.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks for tuning in and being a part of our pre-show. Where are we...
Straighten beers on the
gaming
table. We're all high.
We're already fucked up. We haven't even started yet. We're already tanked. Good times. Talking about hockey, not even video games.
Just fucking, you know what? Shut the fuck up. Just listen.
Just shut up, all right? I mean, if anybody fucking actually listens to us and they know we're from Ontario, then you're probably a Leaf fan yourself.
Can you pop that other pink one on here there, bud?
Oh,
unless you want to drink it, then go nuts.
No, I'm okay for now.
Well, Fort Liquor is back.
Fort Liquor. Not so like the reopening of Ontario, which is not quite started yet. But we'll get there one day.
Afternoon and welcome once again, guys, to Gaming Under the Influence live and unleashed on fucking Tuesday with Mike and Alex coming in from Green Dragon CVR in Woodbridge, Ontario. How the fuck are you, bud?
I'm doing okay, aside from
what we were just discussing,
depression,
I suppose,
because of hockey, but I've emotionally distanced myself from that over the last few years. Anyway, because video games are better, how are you?
I'm not bad. Happy to be here putting back a couple of brews.
Fuck yeah.
Must
Beer
say.
and video games. Who needs the Maple Leafs?
They feel wonderful in this performance that is our weekly
Cheers,
GUI.
buddy.
Live and Unleashed. Cheers.
before we move on, I just want to say there's a funny
Go nuts.
meme I saw yesterday that totally applies, and it was you know Curb Your Enthusiasm? You know Larry David?
I do.
It was just a picture of him walking out of a door, and it was "Shut the fuck up, see you tomorrow," and it was basically a post on the Maple Leaf subreddit saying like, "Okay, guys, like, fuck the Maple Leafs, but like here's an image that sums up what we're all thinking. You know, shut the fuck up, fuck you, or whatever it was. Like, I hate you all, and we'll see you tomorrow because we all go back for more. No matter what. You have hockey fans in your family.
I do.
And,
I mean, what are you gonna do? You're not gonna move. So
yeah. I don't care. I've gotten to the point where, like, even if they lose for the rest of my life and I die a fucking
do you think there's anybody that
loser-ass
moves
Leafs fan,
specifically so they could live in a city where somebody wins?
probably not, but there are definitely people who cheer for teams that win because they win. You know? It's like, oh, well, the Leafs are out, so I'll go for this team, and they're just going to win. Oh, yay. Anyway.
I don't understand
I
that.
think I won't, yeah.
I don't understand any of it, frankly, to be honest with you.
Honestly, from before we move on to what we should be talking about, this is the best thing ever because as much as I love the Leafs and I want to see them win, I actually really like playoff hockey. Like I just told you, it's a different game. It's fast, it's crazy, and watching other teams play is way fucking more exciting because the action on both ends is exciting. It's not you just want your team to score, right? Back and forth is like sick. Like it's just exciting fucking hockey. It's like when I watch F1. I don't have a fucking team, right? It's fucking sick to see. Or same when I watch Counter-Strike.
Fair
I
enough.
just like the spectacle. It's fucking
That's
awesome.
nice. So it elevates it somewhat by taking your perspective out of it.
Exactly, yeah. Taking my shitty fucking bullshit emotions.
I understand that. That's nice. That's
so
good,
it's kind
man.
of like a nice weight lift.
What a cool
now
observation.
I can enjoy hockey for what it is. It's
very
playoff
cool.
hockey for what it is.
I'm into that, bud.
I'm a fucking greasy caker. I love hockey.
Good for you. It's fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, fuck. I think it's good. I mean, I know a lot of people are disappointed, but I really have nothing else to say because I'm fucking oblivious as fuck.
Yeah. Who gives
I mean,
a
that
fuck?
sucks. That the rubber didn't go in the right direction.
The only thing that's changed is the date, the calendar year, but everything else stays the same. The Maple Leafs are a bunch of fucking losers, and we're here getting drunk and high and talking about video games.
I guess so.
Which is fucking epic anyway.
It is pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck. What is the team, though? Can I just ask, like, what happens then? It's just like now they, like, bought all those guys and they didn't work out, so they're just going to send them back wherever they came from? Like,
well, no, they've been building up this team for a while with good young players who have now grown into good fucking, you know, they've been there for a couple of years. Time to get it done, right? And the fucked up thing is they dominate during the regular season. They scored like a shit ton of goals on every fucking team, all the goalies. Like they just they came in first place. Like they really fucking dominated during the season. But it's the same thing every year with Leafs. They get to the playoffs, pressure's mounting. They went up 3-1. So it's a best of 7 series. They were up 3-1. They just had to win one more game, right? But the pressure gets them, and they cock it up. They lost 3 straight. Montreal
they need to do some drugs.
Maybe that's the problem. They
That's
probably
what I
didn't.
tell you,
they
bud.
probably
They weren't
weren't
drunk
stoned
enough.
Yeah.
No, you know what probably fucking changed since the 50s? Back then,
can't
nobody
drink
gave
on
a
the
shit
bench.
if you were drinking
Yeah,
whiskey on the
dude,
bench.
back
That's
then-
what fucking changed.
Back then, it was literally like a fucking
free-for-all,
it was like
bro.
a men's league.
They're probably
These guys-
doing
they were
bumps and
smoking
fucking,
cigarettes.
they don't give a
cool.
shit, spitting on the floor.
Ah.
Yeah, fucking
Oh.
definitely they were drinking whiskey. That's why they were
Now
so
everything's
fucking...
so, you know.
Dude, I mean, okay, I may sound like one of those just rhetorical flourishes of an alcoholic, but
Yeah.
truly, like, you know, you're fucking nervous.
There's so
You
much
gotta go push a bunch of
pressure,
dudes
yeah.
around. You're not gonna fucking have a flask with whiskey there on hand for the boys?
Give you, a little
You don't think
extra
that's gonna help?
loosiness.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
I mean, maybe I'm crazy, but
I don't know. These guys are like,
what are they, vegans
know.
or something?
I hope not.
Vegans
maybe,
don't drink whiskey,
maybe.
do they?
Vegans probably not.
Yeah, because it's made of goodness.
It's made of good stuff. You know,
Sorry, I'm
vegan,
just fucking with you guys, but-
Yeah. Just free balling it.
Yeah,
I don't
sorry,
wanna
that
talk
was a
about
totally
hockey anymore,
tangential
though.
thing. Really strange thought. Really
I'm
strange
gonna be a
world.
man and stand here and say that, like, yeah, I totally fucking, and I did. I, for the most part, divorced my emotions from it because I knew they were gonna lose, but like, it still sucks. I want them to win. Like, I'm gonna be a man and tell you that I can move on with my life, but I do want them to fucking win. God damn it, they were up 3-1. Like, you just had to win one fucking. Anyway,
Fuck it, man.
But that's
if it makes
why
you feel any better, I can never move on with my life about anything. So.
yeah, just constantly stuck on
That's the way she
something.
goes,
I hear you. Yeah, I'm back into Mass Effect.
Oh, look at this. I'm fucking trying to take a nice picture of.
I didn't even use photo mode. You're
love
like
photo
the photo
mode, man.
mode fucking bitch now.
I hate taking pictures in real life, but in video
Yeah.
games, fuck yeah,
It's great.
it's good. I'm gonna tweet it.
I dig this whole Normandy ship thing. You go in, you're the commander.
your base,
and
man.
There's people fucking just plugging away, doing
Yeah.
their thing, and
Oh, dude,
commander,
some of them stay with
commander.
you too later in the
Yeah?
game, like the Doctor.
I like Joker.
yeah.
And
he's
and
voiced by Seth Green.
That's
by the way.
exact. As soon as I
Yeah.
heard him, I was like,
Yeah.
"There's no way. This is fucking
Yeah,
Seth Green."
Seth
I looked
Green.
it up. Seth Green.
Yay,
fuck yeah.
guy! Yeah, he's
That's
probably
so-
ripping a bee on the other side of
Oh.
the microphone. Hey, man. Hey,
Man,
Seth Green.
that is so sick. That
Back when
fucking-
people remembered who that was, because now definitely the millennials or
Yeah,
whatever
now,
demographic
yeah.
came after us. I can't remember what we are,
I
Frank.
don't even know, dude. I have no idea. I don't pay attention to that shit.
They don't know who Seth Green is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Dude, he was fucking Dr. Evil's son, man. What the fuck?
yeah,
Like-
man, yeah. Or that other one where they fucking back when weed was still illegal and there was a movie about finding it growing in the woods. Imagine in 20 years when people are like, "What the fuck? Why are these guys growing crops of weed in the woods?
Yeah,
This movie
right.
doesn't make any sense." Why did they just grow it in their
Understand.
backyard, Dad? you know,
Well, son.
back in
Do you
the
think
day.
you're gonna teach people about we learned about prohibition?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
That's got to be something that
yeah.
they're gonna learn about prohibition and weedibition. Like what? The
Yeah,
fuck?
weed prohibition. I mean, it's weed prohibition. Yeah, it's pretty fucking intense, eh? Silly stuff.
Ridiculous. Now here we are, Canada.
Isn't this
I guess
great how-
though, yeah, this is only a Canadian problem.
Remember when you want to spell fucking, and it'll auto correct you to say fucking,
That's
which my phone
amazing.
doesn't do until I make it. You know, it's nice. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah,
you
the
there.
autocorrect on my phone. I recently got a new phone, and it's like abysmal. Like, what do you mean?
It's poor, eh?
I'm typing bitch, and it's autocorrecting me. I'm like, bitch, what the fuck?
Yeah, I understand.
But yeah, Mass Effect is fucking sick, man, and it's probably the perfect thing to be jumping into right now. Because if we didn't have this, what the fuck would we have? Aside
man,
from some kind of backlog that will just always exist. That we don't even talk about that because that's just
Oh, the backlog is always
a
floating
backlog
there,
is not an actual thing. That just means everything else that exists that we haven't tried yet. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
really does.
What
I
the
don't
fuck
have a
backlog?
specific-
Oh, these are the games I've decided to
It's
play, but
easier to
haven't yet.
exclude
Like, what?
games that I'm never gonna play.
Yeah.
There's fewer of those, and they're shitty and
Yeah.
obvious, right? Like, but
So dumb.
you know, I think fucking the crazy thing with Mass Effect is we don't fucking think about how what an astounding achievement this game is in
Yeah.
fucking shit in different ways. Actually, like there's
Yeah.
a few fucking aspects that really make it stand out from not only its peers in fucking the early 2010s or whatever the shit when this series was in its heyday, but also right now, man. Like, it's a game with a true fucking conceptual scope, you know? It's got fucking a 50,000+ history and an idea of where the universe came from and how to fucking travel across it at fucking manageable speeds and like fucking how it's gonna end and all this stuff. Fucking cosmic entities that ape Cthulhu and also like fear of like fucking, you know, Terminator-esque like AI fucking supremacy that was fucking popular from the 80s fucking until now that
Oh,
we're
yeah,
fucking
definitely,
obsessed with,
definitely,
even
yeah.
in stuff like Black Mirror, right? Like it's fucking drawing on so many different sources and themes. It's a space opera,
And, man-
you know, like you travel across the galaxy.
Yeah.
You fucking, and it's also personal, right? Like it's such a fucking exhaustive concept, right? It goes from the big picture all the way down to like the little picture.
Mm-hmm. That's
who
true,
Shepard's
yeah.
gonna sleep
Yeah.
with. 'Cause
That's
the
true.
thing,
You
right?
have the
Like,
options. Yeah, it's wild when you think about it.
Yeah, man. The concept is fucking expansive, and
Yeah.
just think about all the stuff that it includes, all the different, especially all the planets you see.
Mm-hmm.
know?
And that was something I was mentioning earlier that I almost wish I so far had tried more of the planets, just because I noticed when I'm picking where I'm supposed to be going, and it's like it tells you which planets to go to, you know, for your next objective. But there's also
There's other
a
ones.
ton of other ones that
Yeah.
like, can you just freely go there?
I think
Like,
you probably
don't
can.
know.
I'm not sure actually. Like
I would like to try
I
that,
played
yeah.
that game in 2009 and
There's
back.
also, sorry, just another in between missions. They tell you to go to another planet, and you sort of have the option to say no, fuck you, or go. And I went, and I guess that's something you can probably just totally skip.
Yeah,
And now
yeah.
I'm doing. I can't remember what the planet was called, but I'm with those like alien-looking things, and there's kind of a Geth assault happening, so you're just fighting back or whatever. But yeah, it's like just another thing that they give you the option. Like it's a totally different planet. I could have just been like, no, I'm not going. Fuck you. I'm staying on.
Yeah,
my mission.
that's right.
Like
Yeah.
it gives you that sort of freedom. You have some kind of agency over the narrative, and you know, to what degree I don't really know, but there is.
It's cool how there's like, you know, the sense in which you have the broader universe that the fucking whole series probably doesn't even exhaust by the time it's done, right? And you know, fucking the story that's taking place that you're directly participating in is one man's view of, like, in this sense it reminds me of fucking shit like Lord of the Rings, or like fucking this book I talk about called fucking Shadow of the Torturer, you know, like it's this huge fucking cosmic story going down, right?
Yeah.
But you're this one guy, you're participating in it maybe in a BioWare game in this weird, like, fucking messianic, like, central point of view, fine, but like nonetheless it is your point of view, and there's all this other stuff you don't really know. The world fucking totally escapes your comprehension of it.
Oh yeah.
But it's there and it's well thought out, and that's fucking it's worth a lot, right? Like that sense of gravity behind everything you do, you know? It's not like you're just standing in a fucking room. Like imagine if you just saw like generic sci-fi room. It's not Mass Effect. It's not Shepard in this fucking place like in the middle of a fucking Alliance Navy vessel. No, none of that shit. It's like generic sci-fi holographic. Like, you understand what I mean? The whole meaning of the semantic value of the thing comes from that. Right?
Honestly,
like the concept.
I've
you know?
been sort of thinking about it, like, and it's gonna sound kind of weird, but I feel like it's more cyberpunk than cyberpunk. Like it's fucking.
In some ways, I think it is.
In some ways, and I can't remember specifically what things I've seen that like triggered that, but there were certain things that I was like, wow, this is almost like you know, it's even further into the future than fucking
I think they have like,
and
especially some things like how the biotics like fucking use powers. They have implants in their mind that let them interface with the world. Like it does have some cyberpunk.
It's just cool to see it from the perspective of, well, this game came way before. So like anything I'm seeing from cyberpunk, they've implemented first, kind of thing, or maybe cyberpunk developers, you know, riffed off of seeing that, and like it's just. It's cool,
no doubt.
right?
Even a lot of the stuff, buddy. So much of the stuff, even in The Witcher 2.
Yeah.
Probably in The Witcher 2, but definitely in Cyberpunk fucking draws on Mass Effect. Undoubtedly, the conversations and the relationships.
Maybe that's why I'm getting this weird, like, kind
of
deja
structure,
vu.
bro. Oh, the whole structure. Oh, how the whole... very much of that. I would say that structure of Cyberpunk is very much a BioWare structured game, right?
Yeah, maybe you're
very
right.
much a classical
I never really
RPG
fucking
in the
thought
BioWare
of that.
structure. Yeah, like,
Holy
I don't know.
shit.
Fucking, the terminology is not set. I use these words interchangeably. They're sloppy, and I don't give a fuck,
that it has
frankly, but...
narrative choices and how you
in the sense that it is like, it is structured in that... Its focus is narrative and character development in the vein of fucking Knights of the Old Republic, fucking Jade Empire, Mass Effect, Dragon Age Origins, right? That kind of shit, right? That's what you get when you play Cyberpunk. That's a fucking interesting connection that I never fucking... I don't think we made that connection before.
I think
and it's true. That's a great connection,
brought it up,
bro.
but lately, as I've been playing it,
really
it's sort of
the way you do the romances, the fucking different. Except for the open world, the fucking whole story. Imagine that's why we say fuck. The worst part about Cyberpunk, bro, is imagine if they made it like this instead of an open world fucking game.
That's
right?
true. Yeah, it could have had some serious potential too.
I still fucking I love that game, but
and that's funny.
The only thing I think that fucking,
sorry, I have to cut you off. Only because it's funny that you mentioned that, because I've heard a lot of people criticize that game for having lackluster like AI in the open world segments, like the traffic AI, or like when you start fucking shooting people, like the fucking AI around, like it doesn't have like a fully
specifically
like,
the part
GTA world, right? And it's like what you said makes if they just pared back on all that shit, didn't make it open world, or went more like something like this, it could have been even fucking better, just more streamlined, more
true.
Anyways,
definitely people wouldn't have complained, although like I don't fucking like.
Maybe it was too
I felt
ambitious for its own good.
I like the open world was fine as the open worlds go. I just think no game should have a world like that, because it's a fucking pain in my ass 99% of the time, right? Like unless you go towards something like Far Cry, where anyways, we talked about that many times before. But like. So that's the fucking nature of this game. I think it has like a fucking cosmological scope, as well as like personal scope and fucking historical and fucking social scope. It has all kinds of stuff. The kind of society it depicts really definitely reflects the period of its inception too. Like even before, like you can tell this is a game being made like, maybe this is a bit too speculative, but I really think it's sound, right? Like before the fucking 2008 financial crisis, people have like even a more fucking optimistic view of how the future is going to unfold, and you see this galactic civilization very much based, like what is it, the United Nations of space, essentially, right? Like we have this idea that like fucking neoliberalism will go to the future in space, and it's like, I love the way these fucking things happen, man. It's a great fucking, gesture of world building on all fronts. It's very fucking hard to think of anything that's fucking tried even to do what this game is doing. You know,
Yeah.
fucking rack your brain.
Especially
It's
back
hard, man.
then, yeah.
Outside of a Final Fantasy maybe, and especially in the West, bro. In the West.
It's true, man.
Man,
There's a reason
what?
BioWare carried
You know?
that pedigree into,
Yeah.
you know, this, well, into,
They invented a genre very much
Until-
like the
yeah.
Souls-like did, if you ask me. Like,
yeah.
at the end of the day, they're at least as responsible for the state of the Western RPG. If we think about it in terms of things like these conversation and personality-focused narratives. And I don't think this is at all like a fucking HBO thing, by the way. It's maybe like fucking riffing on cinema to show you people's faces as they talk to each other, but it's exactly
Yeah.
like a novel. This is like a novel game.
Oh, I would definitely
You know?
equate it more
It's
to
a
a
novel
novel
game.
than like
Yeah.
an HBO
That's
show
right.
or something like that.
It's not cinematic. It's fucking like a novel.
Yeah.
Just fucking heavy on lore and text and fucking concepts, right? Like, that's really the pleasure of this game. And I told you yesterday, I was playing Blasphemous, you know? Fucking at the last couple of bosses there, and what a beautiful game. It's fucking great, but the fucking reason you play that, the way you engage with the world is so different, right? It's not by words and ideas, and like,
Yeah.
I love both
Yeah.
of these, though. Fuck, I can go on forever about why both of these are great, but see how
Yep.
different they are? You know, in a game like that or like Souls, there's no fucking talking and fucking this and that. Like, the thing
No,
is
it's-
engaged by, like, you're getting into its they're perhaps more gamey. They're more pure games, I guess I would say.
I would say so.
And this fucking sacrifices some of that, but what it does that for is to give you that fucking symbolic participation, exactly like we're watching right now,
Yep.
in a narrative unfold. That's fucking what we have defined as an RPG before, right? Like the
It's sick, and I know
Yeah.
it's so goofy sometimes because I treat it as like pause screen. Sometimes before I make a decision of what I have to say, I'll just like if I have to do something, I'll just walk away at that moment. And it's funny because it's like frozen in time.
Yeah, I know,
and, like,
right?
a pause screen.
Yeah,
but
it's
that's
cool.
how the game is, right?
Yeah.
Usually you make your fucking narrative choices, right?
yeah.
It's just a goofy coincidence that I wanted to equate, but
That's probably like the closest thing to a, like, you know, I think it fucking really verifies the concept of role playing. Like we
Yeah,
talked
that's
about before,
true,
like how
yeah.
fucking RPG means you fucking have like control over the fucking unfolding of like, you know, interpersonal relationships in history as it determines a group of people, right? Like a novel, you know, human life essentially is the fucking object of it, you know?
yeah.
And that's what's going on here, man. That's exactly the whole point of it. Look at this. Like, so much of the game is just talking and figuring things out. And you do go into some shooting and stuff, but it's so minimal and like you fucking
That's what I love about it. It's surprising to say,
yeah.
but
and
I really
Yeah.
I really dig that the shooting and there's some segments that I feel like are even now that I'm getting into that are like, okay, you know, I could even done with less of this because
Honestly,
I
yeah.
like there being like little. It's
Some
almost
are
like
long, actually.
when
You
you
should-
watch something like. You ever watch like The Mandalorian? Like one of the first scenes, there's like a little quick shootout, and then they go back to like just some fucking. They're talking about what happened because it's like a little bar. Like how
Yeah.
many people can you fucking kill in a goddamn?
Yeah.
It's kind of like the same thing. In the early missions where you're still on the Citadel and you go to like that bar place and then you get attacked, you just kill a couple guys and then you move on, right? It's not hallways and corridors. This isn't like Uncharted, right? Where you're slogging through like
No, it's
hours
always
and
there.
hours of gameplay segment, just shooting people for no fucking right? Like
Yeah.
it feels nicely inserted, right?
I think that's fucking the
Where
next
it's
thing we're gonna
justified,
fucking get into,
but
right?
it's
Like,
not.
we just described the scope of this fucking concept, and isn't that the astounding thing? How fucking
Yeah.
succinctly they present it with these with the mechanics. Like if you think about it, it's a hallway shooter, right?
Yeah. And
The
not
fuck's
even
going
with
on
like
here?
multiple hallways.
You know?
There's like one.
What makes this different
Or,
than
like, a
Final
couple,
Fantasy
yeah.
13? If you
yeah,
think about
yeah,
it, right?
that's true. Yeah.
People fucking love
And people fucking
this game and bash that one, but really, what makes it that different? You know, you don't fucking.
I guess just
actively
the
shoot, but,
dialogue
like,
options
well,
and
sure,
like
maybe,
the
no,
you know, like
but
the-
like the hallway style progression, like that's
but
what
yeah,
you got
like
here.
like superficially, like what is being presented differently, like you know what I mean? Someone playing
Yeah.
this is, you know, what it makes this so bad. I get
What I
you're
love
saying.
about this though is the sense in which it fucking speaks to the potency of symbolization, right? Like what we're doing here is not necessarily complex mechanically, but it's fucking so charged with meaning that who gives a fuck? It's not
Yeah,
the point.
that's exactly
You're just like,
it,
this is
right?
what's going on. I'm playing out this role, right? Like,
It's
who cares
definitely-
what the fuck you're doing it through? It could be done with dice. People do it with dice too. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
the mechanics become second nature, and I think that's the fucking real power of games like this, you know? Nobody's fucking came up with an idea like this in a long time. And if they do, they could express it with bloated fucking open world mechanics that make me tired before the end,
Yeah,
right? Like,
that's an issue.
this game is brave on so many fronts. It's brave in being fucking minimal in terms of its mechanics and fucking just baroque and expansive in terms of its universe, right?
Yeah, that's why years and years later, like we're you
Yeah.
know, even me enjoying it for the first time and it's blowing me away and that's how, you know, it brings light to those silly articles I know you probably want to touch on later, where people are saying, you know,
Exactly,
they didn't innovate or do anything new. Well, maybe
I do want to touch on that. Yeah, like even just in the fucking Biomutant review that exactly
right?
the Biomutant review we were talking about, people are saying, you know, the IGN reviewer was saying like in and of itself, the fact that it's out of pace with contemporary open world games and resembles something from a generation ago. Like he just states that as a fact and thinks that we're supposed to understand something negative from that very statement, right? And I think that this is a perfect game to show that sometimes fucking, you know, we were mentioning before, like in a fucking world where people are demanding that we fucking make weird, like iterative changes to things for no good reason, no formal reason, not for the sake of the good, but out of some fucking desire for novelty and boredom. In a fucking world where we're demanding that games be a force for fucking X, Y, or Z to teach people something or to fucking make friends or whatever the shit, you know? In such a world, perhaps the fucking most revolutionary thing you could do is nothing, in the sense of just return to something from before. Just plop that shit on the table to fucking put everyone else making games down to utter fucking shame for their lack of conceptual ambition and for their fucking over ambition in terms of mechanical bloat and uselessness.
And that's exactly what we saw with Outer Worlds.
Yeah, I think so. Fuck, I think so too.
That's what they were saying. Like, there was literally an article on M4G when the Outer Worlds came out. It said, like, Game of the Year 2012. And like, is that supposed to be an insult?
Those games were better.
What was Game of the Year 2012?
Right?
I bet it was better than anything we have now.
Not Fortnite.
I'm curious. No, again, definitely wasn't Fortnite.
Yeah. So in that sense, I think this speaks well to this fucking concept that, you know, in many ways, despite the fact that we're in a fucking video game golden age, we're in a sort of predatory fucking low period in many other senses, especially when it comes to the kinds of things, you know, we're oscillating.
How does that make you feel?
That's
Dishonored. Pretty good game.
Definitely the better game. Definitely the better game. That's right. Look at all those. You tell me things didn't get worse?
2012. I don't know what these are, but that's check. Dice. 2012. Journey.
Universally better.
Sorry, I took you out of what you were saying. But
no, man.
That one's not good. Journey. Oh, Journey was a hit title in 2012. Skyrim. Okay.
Yeah, well,
hello.
just to say, like,
anyways, yeah.
I think fucking plopping something like this on the table kind of fucking shows the absurdity of this drive to fucking not be 2012 or to fucking be iterative or to be in pace. Like, those are fucking vapid, fucking empty-headed. Like, what are you even saying with that? I don't know what the positive. Those are black box ass fucking.
Better.
Dude, some guy got paid to write those words that mean absolutely nothing. You know, that's the depressing fucking thing, right?
Yeah.
He didn't quote them from somebody. Those are his words, and they mean fucking nothing.
I mean, we can literally point to BioWare's most recent game, which was Anthem.
Yeah.
Right? And
they tried to do something, all right. They tried to innovate, all right.
You know, and then they released Mass Effect, which is their older games, just remastered on disc, and I bet this sold better than Anthem did.
That's what I think is fucking definitely the case. So just in the same way, you know, like fucking, in many instances, fucking any kind of little change you could make to fucking locally improve something to try and fucking make gaming better by adding some fucking baubles or some shit. Really, you're not fucking doing nothing. You're just perpetuating whatever state of stagnation fucking is current right now. And the most fucking revolutionary thing you could do would be like to fucking just put Mass Effect back out, or to make a game like Dragon Quest 11, Octopath
exactly.
Traveler, just fucking shat it out, bro.
Now they're making
even I was playing Blasphemous, bro. This game is shamelessly, like, brutally just fucking an old school, like, 2D Metroidvania. Yeah,
I played Shovel Knight.
It's hard as fuck.
Out.
It's so
amazing,
hard. It's brutal. Yeah, it pissed me off. Yeah, it's hard. But I mean, like, I love it for its concept, you know, just to say this is fucking the most revolutionary, violent thing you can do to disrupt the medium. Not make Sea of Thieves or fucking Anthem or whatever.
Not trying to push
Game
for
Pass. Like, bro, if you love games and not whatever fucking money being Elon Musk or whatever the fuck ambitions you have behind your stupid... God, dude, when you see journalists who are like, guys, like, I mean, I would fucking play Returnal, but I don't know about Returnal. I'd rather play a bunch of games for cheap. Like, what are you talking about? What are you, like, a pig sucking gruel? Yeah. Or are you a man who wants fucking to play video games?
When Returnal dropped and I was struggling immensely and I had moments where I was going to chuck the disc out the window and fucking be done with it, I still maintain the point, I think, that was like, right now, if you had to Like, if I was trying to sell somebody on a PS5, that's literally the only fucking game that comes other than like Demon Souls.
But I mean, like, what?
You know what I mean? That's and it's just to say that the media is totally in the opposite camp. That they're all Returnal's not worth it. It's a single player game.
I think
like,
honestly, bro, the fact that
argument
the
dead?
experience it's definitely dead, but the experience you're describing is perhaps exactly what fucking the Xbox crowd with their fucking buffet style, like chow down games, like they can't do no Returnal, bro. What the fuck? Do you think Phil Spencer's
30
fucking,
hours
I don't know,
in the
whoever wants
same
to learn math
biome,
from
like
Xbox is gonna play Returnal?
Yeah.
You know?
I know, that's true.
Let's just say, like, the fucking whole tenor of that fucking mode of consumption, it's not conducive to good. It's not conducive to beauty. It's fucking good for fucking consumption, bro.
Yeah.
It's for people who fucking look at things as subjectively fucking determinate, you know? Not at all as possessed of an inner life in and
bunch
of
of
themselves.
shit. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, it's hard to fucking sympathize with, and I definitely don't fucking want to see it like fucking become the dominant mode of fucking playing or consuming video games for that very reason.
For sure.
You know?
Luckily, I don't think we will, but
I don't think we will either. But I think again, then in that sense, you know, what the fuck is the most revolutionary thing anybody could do? What could anybody do to make things any fucking better? Just fucking do nothing, in the sense of don't change anything. Just do old stuff. Just be the same. Just fucking remain, bro. Just fucking what the hell? Reject the fucking pretense that fucking just chundering ahead for no reason is somehow desirable to then just staying in a good manner.
that's the
right?
thing
Like,
with being novel, right? It is exactly that. It's just being, you know.
it's only accidentally good. That's the fucking problem. It's
Like,
just novel in and of itself. That could be
yeah.
bad. Cancer is novel to a fucking healthy body. Like, fuck you, right? Like,
yeah.
shit,
We've,
right?
we've made this argument many times too. That, like, you know, instead of you make something new out of what worked in the past, right? That's a form of reiteration or
Yeah, I
iteration
think
that
so,
we've
for
talked
sure.
about, right?
And even in the deeper sense, like, what is new, bro? You didn't invent
Yeah,
nothing.
exactly. Yeah,
The fucking
and that's not
mountains are
everything
old, right?
came
Like,
from something. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a fucking fairly astute idea, man. The fucking best thing to do is fucking to just nothing. Don't change. Don't fucking try and fucking reinvent the wheel. Just fucking be.
Yeah.
You know, do nothing.
Ooh.
You know?
Mass Effect has shown us that again. Oh, you already got the cool armor. What the fuck?
You gonna get that armor?
I did now, but like, I think I'm ahead of you at least. I have no idea.
I started with that. Maybe because of my class. I don't know.
Oh, maybe.
Sentinel there. Got a couple of powers. Yeah, it feels pretty good. I heard they updated the shooting in this.
Oh, really? See, I wouldn't even know.
Excuse me. What's our dinner?
Ashley. I always, whenever I squat up, I always got Ashley with me, and what's her name? The one with the fucking
Tally.
Yeah, Tally.
I love Tally. She's my favorite character.
Hang
for
out with
sure.
chicks only.
Yeah. They're nice. They're
That's
cool.
how
Miranda's
that's
pretty
how-
cool. You're gonna like number 2, buddy. I tell you.
Yeah.
Number 2 is full of the infamous ass shots they had to redact in this.
Oh damn.
Yeah. I like that ass
Ridiculous.
shot. Look at that. Nice
Yeah, the
alien
Geth.
ass. man.
Wow.
I'd take a Geth ass over a
Wait
human
till
ass any
wait
day.
Until they become
Yeah.
aware.
Yeah, wait
Start
till they do.
fucking-
Oh man, and when I was young, I didn't appreciate the fucking monstrosity of this scene. Like they're impaling people on these spikes and they're transforming them into techno zombies.
That.
And you can go in photo mode and hover the camera right on top of the techno zombies and look into their eyes. It's
Oh,
truly
fuck.
astounding. Yeah, I spend too much time playing games because I do too much of this shit.
I noticed.
I just fuck around and fucking take pictures.
I like.
You know?
I gotta say though, like I don't care for photo mode, but I like that you can go into photo mode in certain games and just kind of go around corners
Yeah.
and like manipulate.
Oh, it's cool.
Fucking. And I was doing that in Mass Effect, just sort
Yeah.
of peeking around. I was looking around the fucking Citadel where the fountains were. That beautiful fucking like, holy shit.
You know, man, I had
Incredible.
a huge problem fucking when we started all this shit because I want to write about games and talk about them. But you know, when you write about shit a lot, you fucking have to I mean, I like to cite that shit, right? Like you put a page number where you fucking refer, especially when you're saying in a game this happened. And one thing I hate about games journalism is they don't do that. And plus, bro, how the fuck easy would it be for you? Your job is to do this. Why the fuck am I doing it? I don't get paid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Fucking idiots.
Yeah,
like that's your job. You could fucking write 1,000 words with citations from Twitter screenshots. Easy if you weren't a fucking idiot, you know?
Yeah,
an idiot who probably complains about crunch and whatnot. Fuck you. Man,
there's a reason they all
the
hide
best thing
behind
about fucking
their
taping your
opinions.
footage, tweeting fucking screenshots and shit is when later you're going to write about that shit and you have some fucking opinion and you got to back it up. You don't want to just fucking shat that out into nothing.
Yeah.
You say this is where it happened.
Yeah.
This is why I'm saying that. Here is exactly where I'm referring to it.
I can't
this
believe,
exact
like,
point,
yeah, if
right?
that
Like,
was-
how is that not common practice?
yeah.
How? You know, it's fucking the combat is a little bit the floaty. Okay, okay.
Show me, yeah.
Where? Why?
Exactly.
How? Like, you know, just fucking.
I don't have
It's
to
like
back
some
it up.
guy.
We're not getting paid to fucking do it, so.
There was these episodes of
And we
Jackass.
still will back it up if you wanted to see it. Anything we've
We
ever
definitely
claimed
will.
or said.
Yeah, we have a screenshot for that. I
Fucking
promise.
right. I'll back up my bullshit opinions.
Yeah, so there's fucking that consideration. I find it a little bit irritating, like that. That's the case. So when we go through fucking games like this, it's nice to fucking keep track of things and be able to think back on it later. Even when I think back on games myself, later, you know. Like, how do you remember it? How do you learn about
Yeah,
it?
it's
Like,
true. It's nice to have. I like that.
so much. I've benefited so much from this practice, even just starting
Yeah.
it like fucking since playing Cyberpunk, really. You know?
I like that even they have the auto like videos for the trophies and stuff. And like I hate fucking not that I hate. I don't care for trophies, but it's nice that they actually that it's at least can be used to kind of catalog what you've done and not. Totally forgot, but next week is fucking FF7 Integrate.
It is. You're right.
That I'm fucking stoked for.
Yeah. The
That-
Yuffie DLC. Can you transfer the saves? You can
Yes.
you? Look at
Apparently
this.
you can. Oh, that is
It looks pretty good, eh?
fuck, yeah. Shit. You're fucked up, man. But yeah, that I'm excited for.
That should be good.
That'll be
I wouldn't mind going back into that too. So you're gonna start from the beginning, eh?
No. I'll start from the DLC.
Oh, true. 'Cause
On
you can
normal.
transfer your save.
Yeah, cause I don't know. It depends how it works, but like I have a save going in hard now that I'm trying to make through the game.
Is there
in hard,
cross
but
save for sure though?
I think so.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, cause I'm pretty sure. Otherwise, what the fuck? I'm not gonna start all over. I'm like over halfway through the game on hard on my second playthrough. I just want to continue on with the PS5 upgrades, right? That would be fucking nice. 60
Hopefully you can.
FPS, all that shit. I can't believe. I was convinced that the deal, and it's fucking well-known public knowledge that the deal for exclusivity was 1 year, which means this April, which was already 2 months ago, the deal expired, and we haven't heard about a PC version or an Xbox version. I only care because I wanted to buy it again on the PC.
I don't know, man. Nobody cares.
But
No, dude,
isn't that unbelievable?
no guy
And
on
the only-
Xbox is gonna be like, "What? I'm gonna pay $80 for a game? That's like 6 months of Game Pass."
Yeah, they have pretty much.
I
That's
could
probably-
play like Sea of Thieves.
Probably the game plan is that eventually it will just go to Game Pass, right? Like that's probably once
When
it's
it stops
old enough-
selling copies, yeah, okay, we'll take your
but,
fucking
all right,
money, sure.
We'll go on Game
Yeah.
Pass now. That and the same way with
All right.
Final Fantasy 15. That's on Game.
Yeah, it's on
probably
PS
gonna
Now
be the
too, bro.
exact
It's
same-
the
yeah,
Royal Edition's on
the
PS Now.
exact
Fine.
same- I love, and we talked about this way like almost like probably a year or two ago. I love the idea of these services being
too.
that back catalog.
Oh, I use it for that all
Right?
the time, no doubt. Whenever I want to fucking dude, when I'm
amazing.
bored sometimes and I want to play a game, you know, you go on Netflix.
Yeah.
I just go on PS
Go on
Now,
PS
go on
Now.
Xbox Live, you go
All
on the
kinds,
Steam
yeah.
library.
Whatever.
Just stick around, you see what's there. Fuck, it's a nice thing. But man, let's not pretend that's gonna fuck. That's not how you fucking release something worth anybody's attention. That's a catalog. That's what it is, right? The fucking AAA format, the whole fucking capitalist trappings of it, surely there's problems with it. Goddamn, I'll be the first guy to
sure,
tell
for
you, bro.
sure.
Don't get me wrong. But the way we give things the center now, and they fucking get full price is for sure the way, even if we translate it into a different economic system, it would have to be that way.
Yeah.
Good stuff deserves that reception, man.
Mm-hmm.
It should get fucking premium fucking compensation for it.
Absolutely,
Otherwise,
yeah.
it won't be worth the time at all. Like,
No. funny how we end up on the same topics through going through other things.
And again, like, if that's the fucking point, that is the most revolutionary thing of all, to do nothing and to be like things were before. You know? Yeah. Fuck all of these crazy fucking thoughts about how things should be.
You know,
just be traditional. Just imitate everything. Just fucking make something exactly like everything that was before that was good. Why not?
Yeah.
As long as your idea is good enough, that alphabet will carry you through. Yeah. You know? Dude, what's wrong with that? We talked about this last year with Ghost of Tsushima. Whatever fucking I think about daddy stories, that is a competent, well-designed game because it relies, just like Biomutant, on the grammar of genre. It draws on fucking things other guys have done before, useful, well-defined ways of communicating concepts we all agree upon that work well. It doesn't have to reinvent nothing. Its point is to express a concept, not to invent new gameplay. Not to invent. Every guy who writes a book's got to invent new words, new alphabet. What the fuck kind of stupidity is that, right? Fuck you, right? Man, we need to look at it in another way. We need to focus more on the concepts behind it. And I think like games like Mass Effect are perfect for that because they show what crazy things you could do, what crazy ideas you can present with such modest, refined gameplay. What the fuck? What do? You walk down a hallway, you shoot guys, you go to a new hallway. You find some new guns, you shoot more guys. Like,
talk to people, make some decisions.
Think about the games that have deployed these exact same mechanics and been shite, just useless, you know? True. With no heart, no soul, just nothing. Most games that are nothing have those mechanics, right?
It's crazy, and even to the point that after BioWare had moved on and were, I don't know, forced to make Anthem, and then that became a shit show and tanked, and then to come out and just re-release Mass Effect, and it's probably way more successful. Like, what the fuck does that tell you? They literally had to just touch it up, get it running on modern hardware.
Can you imagine? They made
a whole new game.
I never fucking even...
Spent all
you just blew my
money,
mind. Sorry. Can you imagine that angle?
Right?
These guys are like, guys...
After all that...
We fucking pissed away fucking 600 million... The GDP of fucking the entire continent of fucking some third world place. All to do nothing. All to make nothing when all we had to do was literally touch up this game we already did.
Put them all three on one disc and fucking release it for full price.
It probably costs like, they're like, yeah, we'll give this kid $50 to touch it up, right? No.
Apparently they even used some stuff that modders have come up with over the years.
I bet they did. And you know what? The other thing was with this game was it wasn't fucking yet made by EA, right? They fucking, at this time, were still making games using Unreal, bro. And then EA forced them with fucking Andromeda, which is a huge part of why Andromeda came out the way it did, to transition to Frostbite. And they had to just build everything from scratch, all their shit.
That's
so fucking, they pretty much just, EA fucking, what the fuck? Patrick and your fucking suit dummies. What the fuck are you thinking?
Gotta use
bro,
our engine.
I'm sorry, like, this is definitely one of those instances where those chode kids in their basement know better than you. Like, what the, anyone knows better than you.
Yeah.
Who are these idiots? Who are these guys? I read about how Activision, one of their suit dummies, he used to manage a baseball team. And they just hired him to fucking run their fucking games division. It's like, are we surprised these decisions are coming out?
You're my dad in charge of video games. I would never want that.
They're like, you know, this game it looks okay, but if they maybe had some flying, the 11-year-old, my grandson, he would like it. You know?
You like flying? I like flying. All right, flying.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's fucked. That's fucked. That's truly fucked.
We want a multi-planet fucking space dimensional fucking
flying
thing. The guy's like, no. Scrap all that. With dialogue options and genocide and
like
like decision and that.
People want to run and fly, shoot things, fly. Baseball. I read this hilarious thing, bro. I bet if you Google it right now. Jeff Bezos on making a good movie. Jeff Bezos thinks he has the formula to make a good movie.
Oh boy.
He's like, obviously there's got to be tension. Jeff Bezos, good movie. I'm sure it'll come up.
Is it here because he bought the fucking MGM?
Maybe I'm not fucking... Maybe it's not as popular as fucking I thought, but I read this hilarious thing about how Jeff Bezos gave 12 steps on how to make an excellent movie.
Oh,
He's like, it has to have tension. And people betraying each other and gunfights, of course. And it's like, man...
What the fuck?
Who are these guys? Like, who the fuck are... You know, can you imagine if everybody believed and behaved this way? We would be in terrible, dire straits.
You know what's hilarious? I want to show you. I found it on Reddit. What the fuck was it? What's that guy's name? Oh, David Lynch. Check this out. Fuck. I bet
David
it's on
Lynch.
my history. I'll find it, buddy. I'll find it. It was David Lynch on cutting scenes. Because I guess somebody was.
Oh yeah.
Somebody was telling him to cut like a specific scene. Here,
Dude, have you ever watched
watch
any
this.
fucking David Lynch shit before?
No, I don't believe
Oh,
I
man.
have. Here, check this out. So you even know the guy, so you'll probably get a kick out of this.
You gonna try to do a close up on Candy still? Or do you want to cut the time down a little?
What is this with everybody? What is it? Really? Why? I'm serious. Fucking A, man. It drives me nuts. Who gives a fucking shit how long a scene is?
What a champion! What a champion! What a champion!
What a shit.
Dude, by the way, David Lynch is actually a champion. He's a fucking intelligent
bet,
dude.
yeah,
and his
yeah.
films and the shit he makes, oh man, it's fucking truly godly shit. But he's a smart guy. Yeah, you're right, you're right. It is exactly
I
like
saw
that.
that today, and I was gonna send it to you, but
Yeah, it's good shit.
it's a fucking long as seen it.
Just fucking shut him, fuck off.
He's already a grumpy old bastard.
Yeah.
What's with you? Fucking. That's like the reaction of someone who you could tell has been asked multiple times.
Yeah, like, what do you fucking want, man?
Are you kidding? How many times are you guys gonna ask before I tell you to fuck off?
Yeah, why don't you want it long?
It's like if you ever obviously you watch Quentin Tarantino movies, his scenes are uncomfortably long, and that's what makes them so good.
Dude, I think you would love fucking watching David Lynch.
Oh,
shit, man.
probably.
Especially like there was this show called Twin Peaks, which he
Yeah,
was
yeah.
involved in the creation of, but I think he only wrote a couple of the episodes.
Yeah.
But the third season, I think he wrote the whole thing and
It was
directed the
fucked,
whole thing,
yeah.
and it was fucking just a bender, bro. It was
Yeah.
fucked. It was like being on drugs watching
You've
that.
talked about
it was
it
so
many
fucked
times,
up.
yeah.
The first two seasons were fairly conventional, you know, with like the character he's an FBI agent. It's like a plot you can follow, some normal human issues. The third season is fucking
like Kojima shit
just
into it or
fucked up.
something.
Yeah, it's
right?
so fucked up. The character comes back from this other dimension. He doesn't even know who he is, and he just falls into this like stream of good things happening to him.
Yeah.
And he's just sleeping with some other guy's wife, and he doesn't even know who she is. He's just happy through it all. It's all fucked up, man.
fuck?
It's truly like a trip. It's a fucking trip.
Sounds like it.
Adriana was like, "What the fuck is this? What happened in Twin Peaks?" And I was like, "Yes,
It's like
this is the best
going,
thing
keep
we've
going.
It's amazing. David Lynch is a good guy. But he's right. Honestly, the sentiment expressed in that is fucking exactly what we get when we... I mean, like, depends. It depends what the guy's saying. You know,
Yeah.
somebody could very well say, like, well, then you guys don't fucking want to play open world games that are 8 hours. And it's like, perhaps. But I think the difference here is that, fuck, man, we want shit tons of dialogue and not fucking shit tons of collecting foxes in the
Stuff
open world.
That
you know what I
actually
mean?
engages you. Like I'm sitting there, you know, watching this scene happen, picking my dialogue.
Shit tons of form,
I'm
not
in.
the
I'm
fucking-
engaged. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not fucking driving Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, exactly,
Fucking
yeah.
Going from point A to point B.
Insubstantial
It's
nonsense. That's
like,
right.
You know, that gets boring. Like,
It does for sure.
Yeah.
I think at the end of the day, I'd like to see a fucking excess of form, an excess of concept, and very minimal matter. You present it symbolically with conversation, with what you see in the world, not
Yeah.
with fucking all this extravagant fucking and ultimately bloated and useless gameplay mechanisms that I'd just rather do without, dude. I don't
Right.
want to do a lot
Fair
of
enough.
stuff when I play a game. I want to see a lot of
You just
stuff,
want to
you know?
absorb everything, right? Take it all in and kind of be there.
I want to
and
find a
do-
few
yeah,
mechanics
yeah,
that are
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
engaging and
Streamline,
difficult to
man.
master.
We've said it for a long time. Man.
Yeah.
Streamline is a good thing.
And
We
JRPGs,
need
I
to-
think, are the penultimate. Like, I think we've talked about this before, as the distinction between circumscriptive and uncircumscriptive games. Like, whether your actions fucking mirror what the character is doing, or whether you're kind of just abstractly picking from a menu. But I think it's even more acute than that. Like, both of those games can be, like, humble and sparse. They don't
Yeah.
fucking have to have extravagant parts. Like, whatever your approach is to your subject matter, I think you can do it in a way that doesn't fucking encumber the player with excess fucking gameplay mechanisms that totally takes away from your idea.
Yeah.
And then for a guy like me, when I go to play the game, oh, this is that fucking part with the Reaper, by the way, that giant ship up
Oh,
there.
sick.
I was like, holy fuck, look at that.
Whoa,
Just take
what
some
the
photos in
fuck?
photo mode, yeah.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, man.
I did, but I just never.
I think to myself, like, I don't want to play that game because I'm going to go play it. Like Ghost of Tsushima, man. You know, I like a lot about that game, but you know what I want to play because I'm going to go do it? Just a fucking burden, man. It feels like playing that game is
Yeah.
a burden after it's just so much baggage. I don't want to just mindlessly go between the same shit 50 times with no substantial content of
Yeah.
any kind. You know? That's what's lacking here, right? Like,
Yeah,
in a game like this, anything you do has some purpose. In a Souls, anything you do, there's some fucking shit on the floor to tell you that it's meaningful. But here, in a game like fucking, I don't know, in a game like fucking even Far Cry 4 with the base building and just the excess, the bloat, like, man, you go mad. You're like, holy shit. Or The Witcher. Holy fuck! What am I gonna do, man? Contracts
There's a
and
lot.
so
yeah.
why?
And while it's good because there's a lot there if you're interested. It's just I agree. The more there is, it becomes harder to make things you do impactful, right? And have the meaning there, right?
It becomes just mechanical fucking nonsense.
That's
Symbolic
why,
of nothing.
And
It's
that's
just
why
literally like
when I want,
right?
something in that form, I go to playing. I want to play like an FPS game and just shoot people online because it satisfy my mechanical, competitive,
But
whatever
sure,
that
though,
may
I
be,
get
right.
Like what I guess what we're
But
saying.
for this,
fucking,
this is a totally different mode of experience.
Exactly,
I want to sit there and take this world in, right?
I
and be
think
there.
there needs
I want
to be,
jump
man,
into the fucking
like
TV.
in all the cases we're making here, you got your fucking FPSs that you're
Yeah.
playing. We got our Souls, we
satisfying
got our
different
JRPG,
needs, though.
we got our Mass Effect.
Yeah.
Now these are all different forms, okay?
Yeah.
All different fucking different ways of engaging with different kinds of worlds. But what they all have in common is their mechanics. On the gameplay front, not the conceptual front, the gameplay front is measured and restricted. It's like a
Right.
tight, well fucking owned body.
Yeah.
It's like a lady who goes to the gym. It's not some fucking like Britney Spears after doing too much fucking.
Which is
Anyways.
exactly what Call of Duty feels like nowadays.
Yeah. I mean, or any fucking open world game
any
that you
open
play.
world
Like,
game.
there's
Yeah,
too much
yeah.
meat, man. The matter exceeds the form, and then by the end of it, you're just playing these mechanics, and you're like, holy
Like
fuck.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Just
or
going through the
something.
motions, exactly like
And
that.
we like-
exactly,
like,
and I like that game. I
yeah,
played
yeah,
45
yeah.
hours of it. That's more
It's
than I
just
played of
too
all the
much.
games I love,
It's
except
too
for a
much.
few. It's just excess, bro.
Yeah.
Too much meat, man.
Yeah.
Cut it back. Present that form. Fuck. The form should be big, and your fucking mode of expression exactly like Dishonored. We saw Dishonored was Game of the Year in 2012. That's a big world, bro. It's a big, beautiful idea, man. You really get a sense of being in that place.
Yeah.
It's so powerful.
Yeah.
And you fucking are only in these restricted levels. They're fairly like open world-ish. You can go around, complete objectives, but they're small, confined, conceptually determined, right? They have a theme, like. That kind of fucking thing is very, like, in my mind, counter-revolutionary mechanics in the sense that it draws on games of the past to not really change anything at all. To play a game like before in the matter of now, That's its fucking contribution.
Yeah.
It's revolutionary and not trying to do anything new, right?
I think
Like,
I've always subconsciously agreed with that without putting it into words. But yeah,
Yeah, me
definitely
too.
because
Me
you
too.
get the sense like Anthem or certain things that are just new for new.
they're shit because they're new for new sake.
And
Just
then
this love of novelty, this detestation of what was good in the past.
And
when
mostly-
really, like, think... Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say mostly to satisfy capital needs anyway.
I guess so, yeah.
But that, I don't know if that is
But
related or not.
like
but
I think it is. Think about this though, like guys, man, if that's your goal, these guys fucking are fucking doing their fucking hacking out the good
Yeah.
in the name of capital, bro. You failed capital. Your game was shit. It didn't make nobody.
And
any
that's
money.
the funny thing. It
You
goes
failed
back
capital.
around.
You didn't just fail me. You failed
not even-
capital.
it's not even-
You
it's-
failed
it's
capital.
like, even idiots can like
Yeah.
see right through that, right? Like I'm a fucking moron, and we can clearly see right through.
You lied
that
to the
kind
guy
of-
in the
yeah.
chair, Rick. You lied to capital. You lied to capital. Like, yeah, you didn't even fucking succeed at what
it's
you
a
set out
funny
to
thing,
do.
though,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's the chody thing, bro. The funny thing is, like, again, I think I said this in the past, and you
we
definitely have
probably
too.
have
Bro,
fucking-
if you just make good shit, the money, she'll come.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Maybe not
exactly.
universally, but if there's not some bogarting fucking cast of, like, priest-like journalists shatting on your product for political reasons, then yes, that
Yeah.
money will come.
Yeah.
If you make a good game,
Especially
the money will
nowadays,
come.
there's so
Days
many
Gone
people
is
around the
even
world that
fucking
play
making the
video
money.
games. Yeah.
Find me a game that we fucking have praised that did not, at the end of the day, make the boys some cash.
True.
The way she goes, man. It is truly like how it always works out.
Maybe
Even
that
Death
Werewolf
Stranding.
game is probably the only thing I can think of, and that probably even made some money.
Even
too.
Werewolf is not a fucking failure, bro.
Yeah.
They're still streaming it on some big channels. It's not fucking nothing.
That was
all
like
the
one
games-
of the games I could think of that we talked up
Yeah.
that you played. I didn't even play,
Yeah.
but that you kind of like not loved, but
I'm
was
definitely
like
gonna
pretty
go back to it.
slammed in the media.
Honestly, it
else
was
took
better
a
received
shit
than
kicking?
Biomutant, actually. Biomutant,
yeah,
Maneater,
man.
Vampire, fucking so many games. Death Stranding, especially. I think about Cyberpunk,
I
right?
guess
Like,
Days Gone too,
dude, we're always on the opposite
yeah,
side of
yeah.
fucking everybody. But then at
But
the end,
coincidentally,
at the end they release it on PC and everybody's like, "Wow, it's pretty good."
Oh, this game's
Like,
actually
man.
great. I can't believe.
Fucking-
I can't believe the.
Can't believe he said it was a walk. Oh god, I don't even make it. Imagine if you made that shit. My only stake is that I want there to be beauty in the future. I don't want there to be pests in the garden because they'll kill
Yeah.
my fucking tree, man. You know what I mean? People sitting there fucking talking shite about Cyberpunk. What now? CDPR fucking is never gonna make another game like that. You know, that was a good game, man. It
funny,
was a
they-
beautiful game.
they
I
just-
fucking have such powerful. Like, are you kidding me?
And you know what?
It actually still blows my
man.
mind when people say, I can't believe. Like, that's an amazing. It's an incredible game, bro.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
I was just thinking about this today, and I was gonna talk to you about it, but I didn't have a chance. I was gonna ask you because I saw an article come up saying that they hired a new game director, which is like, okay, so it's
It's done.
Yeah, fucking what? Anyway, half a year after launch, they hired a new game director to keep things going, and then they were talking about the next gen patch, and I was like, the next gen. Do you remember all the people saying like, oh, I'm not gonna play it till the next? Can you imagine if you didn't play this game yet because of like you just said, it's already over. We played it.
That
we had
breaks
our time
my
with it.
soul, man.
I like it.
Honestly, like,
but
I don't have any stake in this, bro. I don't know
Yeah,
no fucking
no,
shares in
definitely
CD
not.
Projekt. I have
No.
no stake in this other than that's a beautiful fucking concept.
Yeah.
It's presented very well in spite of minor qualms that I have
Okay,
with the open
sure.
world format, which I wish didn't exist. I wish it was like The Witcher 2. Then again,
Yeah,
I wish
agree.
The Witcher 3 was that way as well.
True. Fair enough.
I wish it was like Dishonored, like The Witcher 2, small scale fucking
Yeah.
confined areas instead of this But at the same time, I genuinely, bro, I had fucking so much fun
I
blasting
liked
around
it,
the
yeah.
open world,
I fucking
getting in
liked it.
tiny cars. I love that game. I had
yeah.
such a good time.
Agreed,
it
agreed.
really made me think. It was so charged with ideas,
Yeah.
such well-written
Yeah.
stories, such a beautiful game. Very few things like that. And honestly, like if there's a game anything like Mass Effect, that's it.
Yeah,
That's
true,
the closest thing, bro. For its scope, its ambition, but it had the fucking advantage of drawing on a pre-existing universe, frankly.
Oh,
so,
definitely,
you
yeah.
know, that's the other thing. But
Unbelievable.
the guys
man.
who wrote Mass Effect were guys like Drew Karpyshyn, who fucking spent all kinds of time writing like fucking Star Wars extended universe novels. They're the
Yeah,
lore
yeah.
guys, right? Like
Yeah.
they're idea guys.
They know
So
what they're doing.
you can see it. But yeah, Cyberpunk.
Crazy.
A
how
great
that-
travesty in the modern age is the reception of Cyberpunk. And the reception, literally, bro, the biggest travesty, it's like fucking watching fucking Ontario doctors and their turnabout on masks. You know what I mean? I remember
Yeah.
wearing masks outside when all this shit started.
Yep.
And people would give you dirty looks. They're like, oh, Dr. Tam, she told me not to do that. And now people will fucking give you a dirty look for the opposite.
For the opposite, exactly. Yeah. Because they heard it on TV.
Oh man, fucking Cyberpunk comes out, the media's fucking 93. Fucking, it's an amazing, joyous experience.
Great game. Played
After
it-
it comes out, they're like, yeah, that game is shit. Fucking, there's cops spawning on top of you. Skilps like I resent my fucking good interpretation of it. I'm sorry, fans of the game, consumers. Oh my god, you fucking simps. It's terrible, bro. It's terrible. Like, it's the exact same kind of thing, you know? There's no proper foundation behind these things, and it's
No,
led to the
it's a
ruination of
fucking-
many,
is a travesty.
many. It sells well, at least though. We've seen those like fucking
True.
Steam statistics, yeah.
Oh yeah. I think people are largely, conscious of what the media does and how they obviously make money and the the narratives they try to push. I think for the most part, most normal, I don't know, well balanced, fucking, even just to say that a lot of people, gaming is a big hot, like millions and
Yeah.
millions of people play video games, but only a small amount of people actually like really are deep into like the
Yeah.
fucking web thing of it, the
Yeah,
internet.
watching the
like, a ton of
IGNs
people
and the-
play fucking video games and don't fucking look at the
Like
shit
what?
we
Yeah,
look at. Like,
that's true.
so,
It's certainly a fucking confined subculture, yeah.
yeah, like most, a lot of people just buy the game, play it, and they can
And that
see
could be
past
good or
this
bad, I
bullshit,
guess,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, it could be good or bad. You're right. But
It's an
yeah,
interesting thing at
a
the
lot
end of the day,
people
but
can look, sort of look past that and be like,
yeah.
anyway.
Even then, in terms of what made that game great, I think it's drawing on these fucking age-old fucking eternal mechanics of just presenting a cool concept with simple ways, right? Like,
yeah.
I guess we
And-
could leave
and
it at that, no?
That's we will. I guess my last point I wanted to
Oh,
make
yeah,
was
for sure.
what makes it just kind of this all interesting to me now that we're playing this Mass Effect and it's like the Outer Worlds on Mass Effect came first, but how you travel between the places, and then to think that was like I said before, that was one of the complaints about the AI traffic and how like people driving were just driving on rails and they didn't have like any actual like AI, like you could shoot at them and they wouldn't do anything, they would just drive away. Like, I don't know, people complain about that and it's like, well, who the fuck cares about this like that is literally just point A to point B, into which games like this even forego entirely. Like, you're complaining about that because the purpose of that is literally just get in your car and go to the next point.
Yeah, I
get
think
on
so.
with what the fucking shit
That is
next.
the purpose, yeah.
Right? And I get if you're nitpicking on the whole, like, or comparing it to Grand Theft Auto, okay, it's not, maybe as impressive, but like, those, it just feels so fucking like, oh god, are we really talking about that? Like,
It
when we're
feels petty,
like
doesn't it?
they could have easily just have, like you said, made it just abandon the whole open world part of it entirely, made it fucking just fast travel points like this shit, and it probably would have been even more critically fucking universally acclaimed, because who the fuck needs an open world? I guess it goes against their scope of what they're trying to achieve, but
I think at the end of the day,
it just,
open world
you know.
sometimes comes across almost like biblical literalism, right? Like you can't present a concept without literally
Yeah,
letting somebody
like-
walk across all the parts of it
Yeah,
in their own
it
fucking.
has to be.
You
like,
know what I mean? Like
yeah,
symbolic fucking interpretation, bro.
yeah. It has to be a literal breathing world, and we've seen impressive, versions of that, but
Those always come up
that's
short.
nothing to fucking and it's nothing to strive against, because something like this can say a lot more, right? It has a much better concept behind it.
I think so.
Anyway, yeah, that I think that's all we got.
I think that's it, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. We'll fucking talk to you on Saturday with GUI. Fucking what is it? 80?
We'll be
80.
at like
It's
80 or some shit.
Yeah, man. Thank you, guys. We love you.
Serious.
Enjoy your Mass Effects and see you.
Fuck yeah.